Oh, now, before you found us, your home had been on the market for over a year with another agent. What was that experience like for you?
Well, initially it was okay. The As the process went along, the first 6 months, we got a few people to view, but not a great deal of traffic. And the process seemed to kind of decline on the way through. We were wondering what it was wrong. We've been studying the location that we moved to and trying to get things going, and we're anticipating something happening, but nothing seemed to. And so, the process got a little bit more frustrating as we went along. When we got to the end of the first 6 month period, and we came to sign again, we kind of were in two minds about what to do, but we thought, well, okay, we'll give it a chance. We made a slight drop in the price of the house, and that was on my suggestion. And then for the next 4 months, at least, we got nothing. Basically, no interest apparently in the house at all, and we were left wondering why.
Yeah, so, well, after a year with no results, like no communication, what were your options at that point? What were you thinking about doing?
Well, obviously, we were way behind in where we wanted to be. We had this dream to move to somewhere in the south, and we were just a little bit sort of frustrated. And I'm not a realtor, so I don't really know how this process works or what the next step should have been. But what we decided to do was to cast it around for somebody who could help us a little more. And so we started looking at and calling some local realtors to say, hey, what are we doing wrong, basically?
That makes sense. So, a lot of people get a letter like ours and they throw it out. What made you hold on to it and pick up the phone and call us?
Well, it was very fortunate timing, of course, because it just hit right in that very period where we were thinking about what to do next. So that was very fortuitous. The thing I liked about the letter was it wasn't like a lot of the letters you receive in that circumstance, which are kind of hard sell, and people saying, well, we've done our research and we see there's 6 or 7 key marketing strategies missing in marketing your home, and they're all the same. Whereas the letter we got from you was a bit more, seemed a bit more pitched towards, we understand the situation you're in, and how can we help you? Which I thought was kind of refreshing and not the hard sell.
Yeah, we like to come from a place of help, rather than being too aggressive. So,
Right. And you seem to set out your stall as kind of an expert in dealing with this sort of situation. So we had actually had a couple of other people come around and look and say what we should do, but none of it was very satisfying. It all seemed to be, well, we think you should do this, and it wasn't really a two-way conversation.
yeah.
And I don't like that sort of one-sided approach, because it feels as if those people are actually, looking for their own purposes to be fulfilled. So
Yeah, rather than a collaboration.
yeah, so that's what really gave me the impetus to give you a call.
Okay. Okay. What stood out to you? What made us different about our strategy?
Well, and there are several things. I think the first one was that you promised to stay in communication with me constantly, even if nothing was happening. And that's something that I'd identified already as a major flaw in the previous process. So that was encouraging. As I said, he set out his stall to be somebody who could help in this sort of situation. And then I think the third thing was, you struck both of us, Francis and myself, as the sort of people who are likely to be honest with us and tell us what we actually needed to do, and quite well organized, and very responsive. So that's what we thought at the time.
Okay. So, William, you can take it over
Yeah.
from here.
Yeah, what were the other agents suggesting when you had them over? What were their plans like?
So initially they came in with a range of pricing, which we thought at the time was a little bit on the high side. So when we actually put it on the market, we went with the lower end of that range. And as I said before, I'm not a realtor, so you have to trust people or you think you can trust people when they say, I've done the numbers and this is what it should be. So we kind of went with it. The price range turned out to be too high, and I was the one who had to suggest we drop it by almost $25,000 to something in a more realistic range after the end of the first 6 months. And the other thing, during the first 6 months, we got not much response. And I was kind of left wondering, why? What are we doing wrong here? Is this something I kind of identify as a problem? And we thought about it, and I did identify a couple of things that we thought about the process, but it was not an easy task to kind of get that dialogue going. And all I felt was it was reflected back at me in a way. When I made the suggestion, the other person were like, well, okay, we can try that. But there were several key things that we identified as problems that maybe should have been addressed during that period.
And when you went to interview other agents at the time you were interviewing us, what were their suggestions like and their plans looking like compared to ours?
Well, I got some more honesty. I think one of the problems we identified was the fact that the photos weren't doing the house justice when they were being viewed, and there wasn't much advice in the first place about staging the house for people to come along. Other people came along, including yourselves, and said, yeah, this is what you need to do to make this house attractive. And that finally gave us something concrete to focus on. Obviously you came and took some photos which were far superior. The whole process was open to us. I mean, we did get a net sheet from the original realtor, so they were open about what the net would look like, and but it was based on a completely unrealistic price, and it's worth nothing. But you guys definitely came in and gave us honesty and more openness about what we had to do. And that was refreshing, and we like that.
When we came in with the specific marketing plan and walked you through exactly how we price and position the home, when you saw that, what was your reaction?
Well, we were a lot more confident that it would actually move and things would happen, and we get our plans back on course. I liked the initial marketing plan, and more than anything else, I liked the fact that you were very open about it, and stayed in touch with us, and based the plan or any changes to the plan on real data. That was something that really impressed me. The first time we actually came down to your office, you had a whole analysis written out for us, and saying that the house was getting the exposure that we wanted, or maybe not enough exposure that. But it wasn't the price that was deterring people. It was actually, from an analysis of the figures, a different story. So that's something I hadn't seen before. That impressed me. That it gave me the feeling that you were clearly in the background, at least looking at what it would take to sell a house and examining the feedback. I got none of that in the first 6 months. And basically, it was just let's wait and see what happened. So that's what impressed me first.
Okay. When your home went pending in December and the buyers waived the inspection, when that happened, what was going through your mind?
I think the first thing that went through my mind was, well, they must be really interested if they're not happy to get it inspected. And maybe it was real this time. We'd had a couple of people come through and received very little feedback. But for me, they when they made an offer and then started calling the internet company to see if they could get it transferred to them, that was a buying signal, and that filled us with a lot more confidence that things were going to move.
So from the day we listed to the day you closed and hit the road, what's the one thing that sticks with you the most about working with us?
I've always said I want constant communication. I want this to be a two-way street. I have to be involved in a decision that big. I think the main thing is that you were there at all times, very responsive for us. And when we actually did vouchsafe an opinion or a comment, you were prepared to listen to it and if necessary, adapt your thinking. For me, that's very important.
So homeowners are watching this right now whose listing just expired and they don't know what to do next. What do you have to say to them?
I'd say take a step back and figure out, if the people that you're working with are best serving your interests. And of course, I can't help but recommend you guys. I mean, you were great all the way through the process, and at the end of the day, we're now in sunny Arkansas, and it's all done. And I'm hoping that the people who bought the house had a good experience. We worked hard to make it right for them. So I think the whole process was a lot smoother, and they really should take a back seat and think, okay, what can we do to be involved in this process with somebody who will talk to us and work in our interest.
I think that's great advice. Yeah, that's all I have.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think we're done. And yeah, all of those answers were great. We appreciate you, Peter, and we're glad your experience was great, yours and Francis' experience. And we haven't heard any complaints from the buyer, and I'm guessing their experience and their transition is good too. So
there's a lot of work to do here at the moment in the Arkansas place.
I bet. Yeah. Yeah, you showed me a video of your place and it looks wonderful and yeah, and peaceful.
Yeah,
it's been neglected, but the area is very nice and quiet and very pleasant. And we're a lot closer to town as well, so we don't have to drive from where we were in 9 Mile. It's not 11 miles to the nearest road or civilization, I can be in the center of Hot Springs in about 10 minutes here.
Oh, wow.
Very nice.
That's refreshing for me, yeah.
Yeah,
just to make you feel particularly bad, it's 77 degrees out there right now.
Wow. Yeah.
Shorts weather. That's nice.
Beautiful, sunny, and really pleasant.
Well, you can see what we're working with here. Not
Yeah.
exactly sunny.
Yeah. Yeah, it's warmed up a little bit, but not for long. It's gonna get a little cold again. So
Yeah.
okay, Peter. Well,
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
getting some help with our
For
plan.
everything you did for us.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Yeah, it put our life back on track, and we're working on our plans for the future now.
Perfect.
Good
We've got a closing gift we're gonna mail to you. It's some Huckleberry jam to remember Washington by. I know they used to have huckleberries in Arkansas too. I don't know if they still do, but
I don't know. It's not a huge thing here, I don't think, but Cajun food is. And
oh yeah.
but
Okay.
if you're down this way, we'll take you out to get some crayfish and gumbo.
That would be wonderful. I miss all that type of food. So
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, so swing by if you're in the neighborhood.
we will. Thank you, Peter.
All right, you're welcome.
We'll stay in touch.